Hello, everyone. Today is October 30th. Just tomorrow is Halloween. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing well. We had a great weekend. Was supposed to go live the other day, but internet issues, been busy with work and everything. So tonight, because my internet is still kind of like meh, I am doing a live recording. So please know that this is a live recording. We are going to talk about Ellen Greenberg part 2. We're going to talk about Ellen's autopsy, look into some interviews. But this Saturday, I will be live. And we're going to do part 3. And we're going to continue with our Ellen Greenberg multi-series. This is going to be a long series. So if you are here for the Ellen Greenberg case, then I'm suggesting that this live is for you. If you don't know who Ellen Greenberg is, what happened to her, or who she is, I suggest you go back to part 1 and just, look at part 1. This is part 2. Saturday will be part 3. Sunday, part 4, and we're going to go on and on for it. But today, we are going to read where we left off, pick up where we left off last time. I don't know if you guys could see it well. Is it blurry? Oh, no, you guys can see it. Okay. Sorry, you know how StreamYards and me like to fight. So we're going to pick up where we left off. If you don't remember, I suggest you go to part 1 and see where we were. We had like very, very good discussions, very good topics. So, today we're going to be reading the details from the review of the autopsy report and photographs. Now, like I said, go back to part 1 so you can see where part 2 gets like what we talk about here in part 2. So in general, the undersigned agrees with the finding documents in the autopsy report when compared to the photographs taken at autopsy. However, there are omissions and errors regarding the documented injuries and in the autopsy report that require attention. So if you don't remember, Ellen Greenberg was found deceased back in 2011. Recently, if you don't know, that they considered her death and ruled it as a self-inflicted self-deletion. They think that Ellen did all these things. If you don't know what she did, go back to part 1. But we're here. We want justice for Ellen Greenberg. We want to know why the medical examiner changed it from undetermined to homicide, then changed it to self-deletion, self-infliction. Why are they saying that it's self-infliction? When obviously all in part 1, we talked about it. That was not self-infliction. That was homicide. I'm just going to jump right into it because I have a lot to read to you guys. So let's talk about the stab and incist wounds, the external findings. So this is from Dr. Osborne. Dr. Osborne is the man who did all his findings, is the one who said, it was originally a homicide. Someone murdered her. So Dr. Osborne documented and described a total of 20 stab and incised wounds in his final autopsy report, which appears to correspond with the notes taken by Dr. Osborne during the autopsy. Autopsy photos demonstrate 3 additional perforations in the skin, which were unaccounted for in Dr. Osborne's report and notes. Specifically, there was one small vertical oriented perforation in the skin of the posterior/right neck, approximately 0.5 centimeters in length. I'll zoom in for you guys. In length, compared to the photograph scale in one, bear with me because I can't read big words. Oblique, I'll just say oblique, oriented perforation in the skin to the right side of the neck, approximately 0.3 centimeters length compared to the photograph scale. In one small horizontal oriented perforation in the skin of the upper chest, approximately 0.3 centimeters in length compared to the photograph scale. All these preparations have photographically documented soft tissue hemorrhage and are less than 3/16 in length, which compared with scales in the photographs, it is the opinion of the underside that these omitted injuries did not result in significant internal injuries. No, that's the exterior. Now we're going to the interior. The described interior injuries associated with stab wound E did not completely correspond with the photographic documentation. There are no reported perforations of the pericardium or its context, yet there was 120 ml of blood in it. Based on review of the photographs, it is the opinion of the undersigned that stab wound E, in fact, extended through the pericardium and into the ascending aorta. Whether there also a perforation of the aortic arc, as stated in the report, cannot be adequately assessed by the autopsy photographs. It also appears, based on photographs, that this stab wound resulted in penetration of the right lung. Whether there were also an injury in the left lung, as stated in the report, cannot be adequately assessed by the autopsy photograph. There are small but significant omissions in the description of the internal injuries associated with stab wound, and on the surface of the anterior/right side of the pons at the right middle cerebellar peduncle, if I'm saying it right, is a superficial incised wound with hemorrhage. This incision is best seen on photos of the brain taken after formalium fixation. The hemorrhage visible to the incision indicates that the antemortem injury and not artifact from the autopsy process. Dr. Osborne's report also described subarachnoid hemorrhage on the cerebellar varims and right cerebral hemisphere, which corresponds with autopsy photographs. However, these photographs also shown subarachnoid hemorrhage on the left cerebellar hemisphere near the vermis on the inferior aspect of the right temporal lobe of the brain near the foramen magnum and on the anterior/right side of the pons and medulla. These areas of the subarachnoid hemorrhage were visible in the photographs of the brain both at the time of the autopsy after formalium fixation. Blunt impact injuries, external findings. So Dr. Osborne's autopsy report described a total of 11 contusions on the right upper arm, right forearm, right lower abdomen, and right thigh. There are no descriptions in the autopsy report to indicate which of these contusions Dr. Osborne believed to be resolving. It is in the opinion that the undersigned that the described contusion on the right upper arm and some of the contusions on the right forearm and thigh were resolving. The remaining documented contusions in the right forearm, abdomen, and thigh appeared to be more recent. After review of the photographs, an undersigned identified the following contusions, which were omitted from the autopsy report. These injuries have been subdivided into those documents in Dr. Osborne's autopsy notes and those that were completely undocumented. The commentary on the color and shape of the contusion is that of undersigned. So contusions documented in the autopsy notes but omitted from the final report. 2 round, faint brown contusions, right mid buttock. 1 round, faint red contusions, right lower buttock. 1 round, faint brown contusion, right upper skin. 2 faint blue contusions, anterior mid-level forearm. 1 round red/purple contusion, anterior metal mid distal left forearm. 1 round faint red brown contusion, anterior right thigh. 3 round faint brown red contusions, left upper shin. So there has been, for legal purposes, allegedly, in my opinion, some people believe that maybe Ellen Greenberg was in a very domestic violence with her fiance, her golden fiance, as they described him, Sam. So they're wondering why were her bruises not, why were they omitted and not put in the final report? Like, what were they hiding? In my opinion, allegedly, I think maybe she was in a DV situation and she didn't know how to get out. There's a lot of DV cases out there. There is help out there. But, some people don't think she is because, she described her husband as a good man. He was a good person. The relationship was good. She told her friends, her family, her coworkers, our therapist. She told everybody in the world that he was a good man. He never hurt her. They never had any trouble. But us here, we look at the facts and we look at it. In our opinion, allegedly, seeing and hearing what we're saying, what's being told, there could be a possibility. Contusions emitted from both autopsy notes and final report. One irregularly shaped faint red contusion, superior left forehead near the hairline. One very small round faint blue/purple contusion, right side of the neck below the level of the previously described stab wound on the right neck. One very small round faint blue-purple contusion, anterior neck near the edge of the left sterno muscle. We're going to say that. One faint brown contusion, central right lower chest near the edge of the rib cage. Two irregularly shaped faint green-yellow contusion, anterior distal right thigh. One round faint green-yellow contusion, lateral right hip, slightly below and posterior to the contusion of the abdomen wall described in the autopsy report. One round faint red-brown contusion, right thigh near knee. One round faint brown red contusion, left thigh near the knee. Blunt impact injuries, internal findings. There are also internal findings of blunt impact, which were not described in Dr. Osborne's report. Autopsy photos of the anterior neck dissection shows two discrete areas of hemorrhage in the right stereothyroid muscle at the level of the thyroid gland. It can be noted that depending on the orientation of the body where these injuries occurred, they might have correspond with surface contusions of the anterior neck described below. If you guys, I have the 3D, I don't have the autopsy photos, and I'm not going to show them. But I do have the 3D model that they did, and I could put it on my Discord. Join my Discord. I'll put it today. I know I was supposed to put it last time, but I forgot, but I'll put it today. So now we're going to look at a summary of events from the day after Ellen Greenberg was discovered, which is 1/27/2011 to 2/25/2011, a month in between. Following Ellen's autopsy, Dr. Osborne certified the cause of death as multiple stab wounds and the manner of death as homicide. I think Dr. Osborne should have left it like that, where the manner of death is homicide, because we've talked about it in part 1. How does someone her size, so little like her, can do all that to herself? She can't. She really cannot. A detective from the homicide unit of the Philadelphia Police Department was assigned to investigate the knife recovered from the body, clippings of Ellen's fingernails, and clothing worn by Ellen at the time of the incident, and a sample of Ellen's blood were released from the MEO to the police for testing. Police returned to Ellen's apartment on January 28, 2011, and collected from there her engagement ring, several grade books, teacher resource books, money in the envelope labeled trip money. These items were submitted into evidence per copy of property receipts. On January 29th, police collected 3 laptop computers and 1 iPhone from a male relative of Ellen's fiance. These items were submitted for forensic analysis. I think right there it's red flag number 1. Well, there's been many red flags, but this is another red flag added to our red flags, because why would Ellen's fiance, I believe it was Sam's uncle, who had her laptops and her phone? I've always wondered why he had it and not the family. Why didn't her family get it? Because that's their daughter. What does Sam's uncle have to do with any of this? Seriously, what the heck does Sam's uncle have to do with all this? Why does he get the computer and the phone and not the family? First of all, they should have took it in no matter what police. They should have never released it to anybody. They should have took it in to look what was on there. On February 1st, police submitted swabs of brown stains in the apartment kitchen cabinet, freezer door handle, and countertops for serology testing. On February 25th, police were contacted by apartment building property manager of Ellen's property manager. The property manager reported that Ellen's parents were at the building to collect some of Ellen's belongings. At some point that day, one of the parents used the lobby restroom near the building's gym and discovered a small amount of blood. This parent proceeded to station themselves at the door in the bathroom. Let me zoom in for you guys to see it. In the bathroom, it requested that police come and test the blood for DNA. The property manager reassured that the bathroom was used regularly by both residents and guests. They also informed them that the bathroom was cleaned twice daily and pointed to a wet floor sign indicating the bathroom had recently been cleaned. Officers from the police crime unit responded, photographed the area, sampled the blood for testing. I mean, no matter what, whether it was cleaned regularly or not, they still should have taken it and been like, you know what? Let's look into it. Let's see what happened. They said the police crime unit photographed the area and sampled the blood, but I think the apartment, um, where is the property manager? I mean, you don't know, or the restroom's really clean like twice a day. I mean, we all don't know. So, summary of police interviews. Police interviews of the apartment building Contrad, January 28th. The Contrad reported to police that Ellen's fiance came to the front desk sometime between 6 and 7 p.m. on January 26th. At the time, the fiance reported indicating he was locked out of his apartment. The concierge, my bad, I was saying it wrong, described the fiance as appearing agitated and sweaty during the trip to the front desk. Due to their position at the desk, the concierge reported that they could see the fiance's blue t-shirt and short pants. Although the front desk person offered a master key to unlock the apartment door, the fiance reportedly declined the offer, saying the door was locked from the inside. The front desk worker reportedly instructed the fiance to return to the 6th floor and call out to Ellen, while the front desk worker attempted to call her from the front desk. The fiance reportedly left the lobby and went towards the elevators. During one of the front desk worker multiple attempts to call Ellen, her fiance reportedly returned to the front desk. According to the front desk worker, the fiance appeared a little more agitated than he was at his first visit to the front desk. When the fiance was informed that there was no tool to open the door latch from the outside, he reportedly requested to speak to the building's maintenance supervisor. The front desk worker reportedly dialed the maintenance supervisor and gave the phone to Ellen's fiance. After the phone call, the fiance reportedly left the front desk. Again, shortly after the fiance left the front desk, the second time, firefighters reportedly arrived at the building. The front desk worker reportedly escorted the firefighters to the elevator and then returned to the front desk and to summon to the 6th floor to speak to police. When they went to speak with the police on the 6th floor, they described Ellen's fiance as sitting in the hallway and that he was clearly upset. When he was asked by police about Ellen's relationship with her fiance, he described Ellen as being very excited about the package that was arriving, reportedly the wedding invitations. So, to this person, the concierge, he said that he had interactions with Sam and that Sam was very agitated. He couldn't get inside. He needed help to get inside his apartment. And then when he went up there to speak with police, they saw he was upset. But let's be real here. We all heard the 911 call. He was not upset. I mean, that was like the worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
Help! I need a now. I just walked to my apartment. My fiance's on the floor with blood everywhere.
What is the address?
4601 Flat Rock Road. Please come help now.
4601
Flat Rock Road.
Is this a house or apartment?
Oh no! Oh no! It's an apartment. Please hurry, please.
Where is she bleeding from?
I don't know. I can't tell.
No, so you have to calm yourself down in order to get you some help.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking at her right now. I can't see anything. There's nothing broken. She's bleeding. Ellie!
You don't know where she's bleeding from? Can't tell where the blood's coming from?
I think her head. I think she hit her head, But it's everywhere.
Okay,
it's everywhere.
Think she might have fallen? Do you know what happened?
She may have slipped. There's blood on the table. Her face is a little purple.
Okay, hold on for rescue for her. Stay on the phone.
What's wrong? I went downstairs to go work out. I came back up. The door was latched. My fiance's inside. She wasn't answering. So after about a half hour, I decided to break it down. I see her now just on the floor with blood. She's not responding.
Okay, is she breathing? Look at her chest. I need you to calm down, and I need you to look at her chest. It's really.
I really don't think she is.
Listen to me. Someone's on the way. Look at her chest. Is she flat on her back?
She's on her back, so I bring her.
Look at her chest and tell me if it's going up and down, up and down.
I don't see her moving.
Okay, do you know how to do CPR?
I don't.
Okay, I can tell you what to do, okay, until they get there. I want you to keep her flat on her.
God.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, okay.
Are you willing to do CPR with me over the phone until they get there?
I have to, right?
Okay, so get her flat on her back, bare her chest, okay? You want to rip her shirt off. Okay? Kneel down by her side.
Oh, my God. Ellie, please.
Listen, you can't freak out, sir, because you
Okay, I'm trying not to. Her shirt won't come off. It's a zipper. Oh, my God. She stabbed herself.
Where?
She fell with a knife. Oh, no. Her knife's sticking out.
Her what?
There's a knife sticking out of her heart.
Oh, she stabbed herself?
I guess so. I don't know where she fell on it. I don't know.
Okay, well, don't touch it.
Okay, so I just let her down. Here now. I mean, what do I do?
No, I mean, you can't. If the knife is in her chest, it's going to be kind of hard for you to do CPR at this time.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Police, which operator? 277.
Is someone coming here?
Yes, they are. You said 4601 Flat Rock, right?
Yes.
Okay, someone's on the way. And the knife is still inside?
Wait, so what?
The knife is still inside of her?
Yes, I didn't take it out.
Was it her chest or what area?
It's in her chest. It looks like it's right in her heart.
Okay, someone's on the way out there. Okay, just get.
Oh my God! Okay.
How old is she?
She's 27.
27, and there's no sign of life at all. Like,
No, please don't be. What?
Bend her under her arm and tell me if she responds to pain.
Ellie. She's not. Her hands are still warm. I don't know if that means, but there's blood everywhere. I mean.
I know, but you can't, and the knife is still inside of her. How far? Can you see how far it went in?
It looks pretty deep.
Okay.
It looks straight. I mean, it's a long knife.
Don't touch anything. Yeah, don't touch anything. Okay.
I'm not touching anything. I can't believe this though.
So wait, it was just you there with her?
We're the only ones here.
And she ran in the door. You said latched it shut.
No. I went downstairs to work out, and when I came back up, the door was latched.
Oh.
Like it was, it wasn't like it was, it was like locked from the inside, and I'm yelling. So I'm
was
yelling.
Your house broken into?
No.
So there's no sign of a break-in?
No sign of a break-in at all. I mean, there will be when you get here because I had to break the latch, but to get in.
Okay, 4601.
And again, this is the same perfect man that her family and therapist said, oh, he was a great young man. My daughter and him never had problems. They were the golden couple. The golden couple right there showed you that the man that they claimed that loved his daughter, the man who said that till death do us part was going to marry the beautiful Ellen Greenberg, said, I have to do CPR? Do I have to? Like, are you kidding me? I mean, that was just a class act. Fake worriness. I mean, you can tell in the 911 call, he didn't care. He was very like, ugh, do I have to? Why do I have to do that? She fell on it. She's got a knife in her. Like, it's her knife. Like, this is Jennifer Soto and Stephen Stern's part 2, just earlier version. But I am going to read you some more of the interviews that was taking place. We heard from the concierge. Now we are going to hear a police interview from the apartment building maintenance supervisor that was literally taken January 28th back in 2011. The maintenance supervisor was reportedly called by the building concierge around 6:30 p.m. regarding a lockout in 603. The maintenance supervisor reportedly offered the master key to unlock the apartment, to which the concierge replied that they were asking for a tool to unhook the inside door latch to the apartment. The concierge reportedly handed the phone to Ellen's fiance, who proceeded to explain that the inside door latch was engaged. He reportedly went on to say that he had tried calling Ellen's name and pounding on the door without getting a response. Remember, we talked about the lovely messages where he said, Ellen, babe, open the phone. No, he said, hurry the F up. What are you doing? Open the door. Hello, hello, hello. We talked about it all in part 1. He's not so Mr. Perfect. Who proceeded to explain that the inside door latch was engaged. He reportedly went on to say that he had tried calling Ellen's name and pounding on the door without getting a response. The maintenance supervisor reported that the fiancé indicated that he was getting worried about Ellen. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me repeat myself. He was worried about Ellen. He was very worried about her. Oh, I'm so sorry. But when you found your fiance on the floor with a knife in her chest, what did you say? Ugh, do I have to? I have no choice to give my fiance CPR. If you were in love with your fiance, you cared about your fiance, you would do the CPR no matter what. You would do anything to save your fiance. Just saying. And asked permission to kick the door down. The maintenance supervisor reportedly replied that kicking was unnecessary and that the fiancé could shoulder the door open. The maintenance supervisor reported that Ellen's fiancé not to worry about the latch, implying consent to shoulder the door open. The maintenance supervisor described Ellen's fiancé as sounding concerned about his fiancé during their discussion. Oh my God, guys, he was concerned about Ellen. When he asked about Ellen's relationship with her fiance, the maintenance supervisor said they lived like a very happy couple. What's that saying? You don't know what goes on behind closed doors? Yeah, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Just saying. Police interview of the apartment building property manager, January 28th. 2011, the property manager was reportedly notified by the building concierge of an emergency in Unit 603. They reported the notification happening sometime between 6:30 and 6:45 p.m. on January 26, 2011. At this point, the concierge reportedly returned to the front desk and the property manager went to the elevators. At the elevators, the property manager reportedly encountered 2 police officers whom they escorted to the 6th floor. On the 6th floor, the property manager reportedly saw Ellen's fiancé sitting in the hallway with other emergency personnel. When a medic exited Unit 603, they reportedly informed the fiancé of Ellen's death. After this notification, the property manager reported that Ellen's fiancé calls his family while standing in the hallway with him and police officers. The property manager noted that Ellen's fiancé was wearing sneakers while sitting in the hallway. The property manager reportedly overheard Ellen's fiancé tell police that Ellen was stressed from work. When police asked why Ellen would latch the door when he would use the gym, Ellen's fiancé responded, "I don't know." That's because she didn't. Okay, let's be real here. In my opinion, she didn't latch the door. You allegedly, for legal purposes, I have to say it, you allegedly, in my opinion, murder her and then staged it to look like she did it herself and locked the door. You broke the door. Like, hello. Anyways, eventually several members of the fiance's family reportedly arrived at the apartment building. At this point, the property manager reportedly left the 6th floor and met the family members downstairs, keeping them downstairs while awaiting word from the police. When the property manager asked police if the fiance's family was allowed to go upstairs to see him, police reportedly responded that no family was permitted upstairs. The property manager then reportedly requested that an officer come downstairs to answer the family's questions. The property manager then reportedly escorted police to several apartments on the 6th floor so that police could interview the neighbors. At approximately 10:30 p.m., everyone, including Ellen's fiancé, reportedly left the 6th floor, except for one police officer who guarded the door to Unit 603. The fiancé was reportedly witnessed getting into a police vehicle and leaving the premises with his family following. More police officers reportedly arrived at the apartment building sometime between 2 and 2:30 in the morning to remove Ellen's body and lock the apartment door behind them. The next day, on the 27th, the property manager reportedly asked police if they could enter the apartment, which police advised against due to the nature of the scene. The property manager then reportedly requested permission from the police to hire professionals to clean the apartment, which was granted. So you're telling me the police, told the property manager that he couldn't go in the apartment because it's against the nature of the scene, but then yet they granted the property manager permission to hire professionals to clean the apartment. Why? That is the biggest red flag ever that I've ever seen in my life. Okay? The day before, not even the day before, hours ago, Ellen Greenberg was found deceased in her apartment. It's a crime scene. Why, literally hours later, the next day, would the property manager and the police say, and the police grant that it was okay for professionals to go and clean the apartment? Wouldn't they want to leave the crime scene the way it is for a few days to make sure they don't miss nothing, to make sure they have all the evidence, everything's captured, and then clean it up? Fishy, fishy, fishy. Very fishy. But before we get to the neighbors, let's look at this police report from Stephen Ozowetsky. So, death investigation reported by Stephen Ozowetsky. 8:27 p.m. Detectives arrive at the scene at 2027 and was met by 5th District Police Snipes 6358 and Young 6960 holding the log. NWDD Sergeant Ferguson 466, Detective Vela 9216, and Detective Reeve 9020, and assigned DC 1105-001-5777, Homicide Sierra 9103, and Peters 815 arrived at a shorter time later. So Ellen's fiance, Samuel Goldberg, DOB, along with his family and some friends, are also present. So what we know, and this is what Detective or Officer Steven said, Ellen's body was found on the hardwood kitchen floor located just inside the door entrance. Ellen is found supine with her head and some of her upper body shoulders resting against the lower half of the white kitchen cabinets next to the range. Her body, starting with the head, is facing north and the legs west. She is clad in a zipper-up dark-colored shirt over her top, a t-shirt, gray sweatpants, underwear, and light brown Ugg boots. A pair of eyeglasses are on the floor to the right of Ellen. A white towel is grasped in her left hand. A hair tie or scrunchie is on her right wrist. There are no personal effects to the body. Upon further examination of the body, Ellen has a knife embedded in her left chest through her clothing. There are multiple stab wounds examined at the scene. At the chest where the knife is located, a few superficial grouped nearby, one of the left upper chest near the clavicle, two more of the mid-chest between and just below the breast. There are defects in the shirt consistent with the underlying wounds. There are no defense injuries to the hand, wrist, or forearm. The right hand is closed in a loose fist. Postmortem findings at arrival at 2027 and 2155 are the same. The body is mostly flaccid. The hands appear to be softly stiff. The body is cool to the touch and the extremities, and warmth and the touch of the torso, front and back. Lividity is incomposition. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. So this is what he's observing, the officer. Findings are consistent with current position of the body. Blood is present in the head, entire hair, and neck. The right hand has blood in it. On the right side of her shirt, along her pants, on the tile front side, and on top of both of her boots is blood. The right boot has blood on the sole. The blood around her generally confined in the area of the body, on the floor underneath, and on the face of the cabinets behind her. One small blood spatter is on the tile cabinet to the left of the body. Two separate drops of blood spatter are on the granite counter above her. The kitchen, two kitchen knives are in the sink adjacent to the body. They are free of any blood or tissue. The sink underneath is dry and also bears no evidence of blood or tissue. The knife block is on the counter between the sink and range. It is turned over to the side. The three utensils are a spatula, fork, and paring knife. and all that bears no evidence of blood or tissue. The knife in her body is consistent with the knife set found in the sink and in the block. Inside the bedroom drawer, Mr. Stephen recovered the victim's prescription drugs, which included 2 types of anti-anxiety medication and a sleep aid. The medication had been prescribed by Dr. Ellen Greenberg, a psychiatrist who saw the patient on 3 occasions in the 2 weeks preceding her death. Yes, Ellen did see a psychiatrist before, but according to the psychiatrist, she never showed any signs of wanting to self-delete herself. She was just telling her she was very stressed with work, that she wanted to move home, things like that. She also never showed, to what the psychiatrist says, she never shown any red flags regarding her relationship with Samuel. But yeah, we'll save that for part 3 of my comment on that. So key observations from the crime scene report: apartment condition, well kept and clean, no signs of a struggle. No missing items, valuables untouched, suggest no robbery or forced death. 3 laptops found in different locations, 1 in the kitchen, likely Sam's, 1 in the master bedroom, Ellen's personal laptop, another in the bedroom, which is her work laptop. Locking mechanisms and forced entry. The swing bar lock was broken with screws loose, indicating it was forced open. This contradicts any claims that Ellen was locked inside voluntarily and suggests an external force was needed to enter. Read this. No evidence of self-deletion. No self-deletion note or clear indication to intent found in the apartment. No explicit messages on her device indicating a final goodbye or self-harm intentions. Thank you. There was no evidence that she wanted to self-delete herself. So why are they saying that she did this? This was self-deletion. Why? Just, like I said, this medical examiner needs to just take the stand and tell me why. Rear patio as an alternative exit. Only other exit was a 6th floor balcony. Snow was undisturbed, meaning no one left that way. This supports as a theory no intruder escaped via the balcony. The conditions and the weather, well, of course, they were having a snowstorm. The apartment temperature was 69 degrees, further supports that Ellen had been inside for some time before her death. So this is from Stephen, the police officer Stephen. On our 3rd live, we are going to see what Detective Sierra and other people have to say regarding this case, their interviews and things like that. We still need to go into depth of what the neighbors have to say. But we're going to save that for part 3 because I want to hear your guys' opinion. I want to hear what you guys want to say. Plus, my internet is being a little wonky. So hopefully this uploads. If not, we'll continue with part 3. So we will do part 3 this Saturday. We're going to deep dive more into these interviews, the reports, everything. But tomorrow, since it's Halloween, we have a Halloween live going on. We are going to be talking about the case of Teresa Ann Beer. If you've never heard of Teresa Ann Beer, tomorrow you're going to learn about her and what happened to her. If you ever seen the documentary that just came out on Discovery called Bigfoot Took Her, yeah, Bigfoot. We're going to talk about it. Do you think Teresa Ann Beer was murdered by a psycho man, a meth man who claimed that they were going up to the mountains to find Bigfoot? Or do you think Bigfoot actually took place in this? I have different articles to read you, and I have 2 different point of views to show you. But yeah, we have a live tomorrow, we have a live Saturday and Sunday. We're not done with Ellen Greenberg. We have so much to talk about regarding Ellen Greenberg. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow night for a live and Saturday as well. Sunday, Monday, we have lives pretty much the next couple of days, and they're going to be about Ellen Greenberg because we're not done with Ellen Greenberg because Ellen Greenberg deserves justice, and I feel like her story needs to be put out there. But yeah, thank you all for listening. Thank you for listening to this live recording. You guys are the best. I love you all. Have a good night. Bye, guys.